What's up, guys? We're gonna BroBeats, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to make better simple beats. So we're just gonna hop right into it. We're gonna be using this sound to start off. This little piano. All sounds will be linked in the description or comment section down below. If you want to check those out, all the names will be here, and I'll show you the presets. So I'm grabbing a scale real quick. We could just run with let's just do a G minor. Shouldn't be bad. I'll name it for you. You can use any scale you want. This is universal. So let's go into our first little melody. So there's three components that we want. We want a repeating melody, a top melody, and a bass line. That is it. That is all you need. So what we can do is create a bass line. Let's start on our G. This might be too low. Let's do something like this. So you can make a chord upward or downward. So you can make something like this, or you can make a chord backward, or you can make a chord upward and downward. And these are like some common bass lines you can get, and you can switch these up as well. Let's just use this because this is a minor, a C minor, so we can have something a little bit more dark. And then we just split it up. So you just do something like this, boom. And it's that simple. And then we're gonna take our roots, pull it up, and I guess I can pull this back up here. Right, nice bass line. So from here, what we can do is, I think we can pull this up. So this won't be in frame anymore after this. So I'm gonna just kind of pull this up. And you can just make a chord like so, right? And then you can pull things down if you want. Then you can make a chord backwards, etc. And this is how you get more complex chords. So there's plenty of things you can do, right? So what we want to do is I want to make sure everything is clear and cut. Is we want to make a repeating melody here and then just put it across our entire bass line. This is the easiest way we can kind of make a nice simple melody. So we can copy, I don't know why it keeps doing that. We can copy this over and then let's maybe use something like this. And then how I'm just pulling this note is, if you pull this up, this all comes full circle, right? And if you make enough beats, you can eyeball it like that. And we can just do something like this. See. And I kind of want to throw this G up here. Okay, so now we have a repeating melody. Very simple. This is not very complex. I made it more complex by pulling these up, but if you think about it, it's just same notes, right? So we're just gonna copy this. So I'm gonna Control B this. Oops. Gotta delete this first. Control B this a few times. And then for the top melody, we already made it, which is this. So all we're gonna do is just move these around. So if you want to, you can, I don't know, let's do something like that. I guess we can keep it here. We can put some effects on top, but I think that is great for a start melody. So we spend a lot of time on this, and I think this is all you really need. This is supposed to be simple. This is going to be the hardest part. Everything else, we're just going to add to this. So let's go ahead and move on to our next instrument. All right, so next up we have our pluck. Okay, so just keep in mind that this is our melody. This is our main melody. So everything from here should be very simple and should complement this, because I think a lot of people, what they try to do with the other instruments is they try to be too creative, and then they end up making multiple melodies, which clashes and makes the beat unwrappable. So keep everything as simple as possible, and then if you feel like you can add more, then do that. So I'm gonna just start this one easy, because this is a pretty harsh sound, so I'm gonna just use this very sparingly. So just repeat this. and then maybe that can repeat. I'll just listen to it one time. Okay, I think that's okay. That's fine for a simple melody. So let's go ahead and move on to our next instrument. Next up, we have another bell, little lo-fi key. So the same process is here. We're going to take the same process, probably even the same notes, and just kind of mess around. So this one I want to start later. So for our first one, we started on the first bar. So on this one, I'll probably switch it over to the second bar just to give it some space. So I'll just try some notes. Let's see how that works out. Okay, I don't think that's bad. I think it's adding to it. And keep in mind, I'm still gonna add effects to this, so this may sound completely different once I like add some effects, but I'm gonna try to keep it simple. So what we're gonna do now is add our little bass line, and then we can go on to going over the effects and stuff. Next up, we have our bass line. Now this isn't really needed, but I like having like a little synth bass for my melody. So this one is simple. We're just gonna take this, right? We can copy it, and then we can paste it in here, and then let's do something like that. Probably pull it up. And you see how just adding that bass literally makes it sound like a full melody. I'm gonna turn this down slightly. That simple. So what I'm gonna do is add some effects, come back, and then we can go ahead and add the drums and stuff for the outro. Now we're gonna quickly go over the effects. I didn't add too much. Now if you don't have Portal or anything that I use, Shaperbox, any like of the common stuff that I use, all you're really trying to do is melt the melody together and glue it so it sounds like one full melody. That is your whole purpose of processing anything. If it has vocals in it, you want to kind of mix the vocals so that it fits within the melody so everything sounds like one. That's not the case all the time, but usually for stuff like this. So this is off, and then this is the preset. It is trifecta, and I'll play it. Right, so all you're really doing, and I'll just copy this little mix EQ I have here. This is all you're trying to do is just mask the melody. I'm just gonna do a quick one like so. So I'll turn this off and then I'll shape it. That's pretty much all you're trying to do, just trying to take out the frequencies, contain it, make it ambient so the bass and everything can shine. And that is very simplified, but I'm just trying to give you something to work with. So now we have our second one. What is this? This is random ARP in Mako. So I'll play it off. Just some very odd movement and delay mixed together. Okay, and then over here we have, I think this one's like, yeah, this was just like a delay. Okay, and this is everything all together. You can see now it sounds a lot more glued together as one. Now, obviously there's some things that stand out, but it's not so in your face, right? You just want to kind of push it in the background. But let's go ahead and put the drums in. Now let's go ahead and add our drums for the outro. So we can start with our 808. I'm gonna copy this in, Shift D, and then we can just pull it up an octave, pull the velocity up so it hits harder, and then just kind of move these into those 808 spots. So we'll just do something like this. Oops. And if you're a beginner and you're like, oh, how do you know where these go? Typically for the 808, these are the spots you want to put them. And you just repeat this over and over, right? It's that simple. And then if you do that so many times, you could just do it, you know, just throw these wherever. And then for the kick, I'm gonna Alt-K, enter that in. And usually I like to double these a little bit, but I don't know how that'll work for this. All right, I think that's fine enough. And then now we just go ahead and throw the clapping stuff in. This is pretty simple. I'm gonna just kind of run through this. So we're gonna right click. And then another note, if you're trying to like sell a beat, now this isn't always true. You have to know what you're doing, but for the people that have trouble with kind of making the beat rappable, usually simpler drums work better, right? So I know you want to make like the hi-hats go crazy and stuff, but for a lot of people it's hard to rap over stuff like that. So usually just something like this will get the job done, right? And then I would probably actually, I don't even know where that part was at. Let me delete this though. We just repeat it. All right, if you want to add a little sum here, I think that's good enough. I think that's fine. All right, so let's just play the whole thing. I'm gonna just pull this up. Okay, and let's just play the whole beat one time through, and we have our little simple beat made. And why is it not repeating? Repeat one time. All right, and that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.